rising aggregate NPL from a sample covering Vietnam economy and data-related periods of 2011 and 2021. And about the content, the rest of the paper outlined as follows. With section 1 is an introduction. Section 2, it provides a review of existing literature on the factor that determine or explain NPL. And section 3 explains the methodology for empirical study and describe the data. And section 4 gives down some empirical results. Section 5 gives down the conclusion and discusses the policy implication of the findings. With chapter 1, we have a structure with the overview of Vietnam Commercial Bank and the non-performing loan. In this, we have a Vietnam Commercial Bank in the crisis economy, the NPL in domestic commercial bank. And with 1.2, we have a research gap identification. That means this paper have a research gap. And with 1.3, we have a research objective with general objective and specific objective and question. And 1.4, we have the scope of this study. That means we just make a limitation for this study with 30 commercial bank, and it's come from in the period of 2011 and 2021. With 1.5, we have a research methodology and data, and 1.6, we have a structure of the study. Now we come to the chapter 2. Chapter 2, we separate two parts. Theoretical background and literature review. With 2.1, we have a theoretical framework. In this, we have a 3 definitions of non-performing loan, asymmetric information theory, and business cycle theory. And point 2.2, we have a literature review with the study of NPL in foreign country. For example, like Salman Masai, Safani, Gamble L, Kozlowski, Peskovsky, Zurich, and Anna Hussein. And with 2.2.2, we have a study of non-performing loan in Vietnam with some research of some author from a lot of university. And in chapter 3, methodology, we have a NPL testing model, and this is the suggestion model with the affection of return on asset with the equity to asset, growth, credit, and cost to profit. And we have a loan risk and the size of the commercial bank. And we also add two macroeconomic variable, is the GDP and inflation. And moreover, we also add the COVID-19 pandemic to make the model is so general, and we count the bank specific and macroeconomic to this effect to the NPL. And the second, we have a research methodology for this study. With the research procedure, we make a plan. We show you how to make this research from the step 1 to step 5. And the testing hypothesis. The testing hypothesis, that means the effect of the return on asset to the NPL. We don't know, but according to some previous study, this give this paper some result from the positive relationship between the non-performing loan and the return on asset, and the negative relationship between the NPL and the return on assets. That means the testing hypothesis. And one more thing, that the research data. We show you how to calculate the NPL, how to calculate the GDP, how to collect the inflation in this part. And final one, That means we mix the qualitative and quantitative method in this paper. This is not only a qualitative research, it's a mix. I mean, combine the qualitative and quantitative method in this paper. In chapter 3, this means still continue the chapter 3 methodology. In 3.2, we have research procedure, testing hypothesis, and research data. Yes, and in chapter 4, let me resolve some finding. After you have a qualitative method and qualitative method, you get some estimation for your model, and you have some finding. And in the first step, you describing the data by qualitative and quantitative methods. You use some software to make an estimation and give you some maximum or minimum value of your data, and you describing them. And 4.2, that means gives you some empirical evidence. Why is it empirical evidence? Because this finding, this paper is not the newest. It's not the real finding. It's just the empirical evidence. That means we have a lot of authors do this before, have done this before, and now you just supply the empirical evidence with the up-to-date the time period. That means from the 2011 and 2021. And 4.3, that means testing model. That means your model maybe is good, but it's not good enough for you to give some explanation or give you some policy implication. So you have to testing this model to make them feel have a strong finding enough for you to make a conclusion and make a policy implication from this finding. And 4.4 is the same objective robustness test. And we come to the final chapter. That in chapter 5, conclusion and policy implication. When with this finding you find in chapter 4, you give some general conclusion, and then you review of research question, methodology, and finding. You have compare with the finding and the research question, methodology, and the finding in here. And 5.3, that means academic contribution. Maybe your paper have some valuable for the student who are learning or who are studying in the economic university, and give you some evidence or some valuable contribution for the research on another researcher, and some policy implication for the authorization. Last but not least, this means limitation and suggestion for the further research. Your research is compile a lot of information. It's compiled between the qualitative and qualitative method, but your data, your literature review, or your theoretical framework still have some limitation, and but you can do it. So this part gives you the chance to show your limitation. That means you recognize your limitation, and you will fix this limitation in the further research in the future. So that's my presentation about the structure of one research. Thank you for your listening.